Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, it's the In Wheel Time car show. Konrad's going to have the car clinic this hour, and we'll have this week's automotive news. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars, King Konrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin, and I'm Don Armstrong. Glad that you could join us today. If you wonder where Mars is, he's out trying to mess with the internet through Verizon or somebody. I don't know.
He's climbing up a pole out there.
He's climbing up something.
That wire in his pocket.
Yeah, anyway. But we do have another special guest joining us right now, and his name is Kyle Eckeisen. Did I say that right, Kyle?
That's a tough one. Eckeisen.
What is it?
Eckeisen. Like Eisenhower with a kick in the front.
Eckeisen.
Eckeisen.
There you go.
All right.
You know, back in the day in radio, when guys had weird names like yours, they gave them something like, Rowdy Piper or whatever it is. Maybe you should think about that. Well, be that cool guy that has the weird name.
Call him Mr. Jones. Let's just call him Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones.
There you go.
So Kyle, it's great to have you with us today. Thanks so much. We're going to talk about the next generation 2022 Toyota Tundra. I haven't had a chance to drive it yet. I've been seeing it around because it's brand new. But we're here to talk to you about the vehicle. And I know that a lot of things have changed on it. Of course, what was the old design, 13 years old or something like that?
We're officially saying 14.
14
okay. Years.
Yeah. It's funny. I went to a Toyota-sponsored event. And I asked the guy, I said, so why is it that these trucks are so old? Here, GM, Ford, Chevy, they're all
switching every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. And here, the Japanese just don't quite understand our U.S. truck market. Hello? Well, I guess that's changed with the 2022, and I'm proud to say that we have you here to tell us all about it.
You bet. Thank you so much for having me on this morning. I can't wait to dive into more of the details and tell you guys all about this fantastic truck that our engineers in Japan have brought to us.
So, I remember when the original Tundra, the real full-size Tundra came out, and one of the innovative things that hadn't been done was a fully boxed frame. Of course, now everybody does that. But I know that the Tundra actually kind of was the forerunner of that and changed really the entire industry because of the strength of a fully boxed frame.
Yeah, with the first full size Tundra right back in 2007, probably that launch that you remember. I think we had a triple tech frame where it actually had open C channels in the back to allow for more flexibility with the leaf spring system. Now with this new one, we have a fully boxed frame with new welding processes that they put into place to make it, I think, stronger and lighter. But what they've paired with that rear multi-link suspension to add the flexibility into the drivetrain.
Interesting. And so, but this is an all-new truck from the ground up, isn't it?
Basically every bolt.
Wow. And are they still building it in San Antonio?
It will be built in San Antonio. Production started, I think, maybe a week ago. Yeah.
Really? Wow. It's that new.
It is that new.
And Toyota Tundra, the previous generation, scored in the top 10 of the highest domestic content vehicles sold in the United States.
I did not know that. Mm-hmm. All right, so I have to ask you, first of all, that I see that there's going to be 2 engine choices now.
That is correct. 2 engine choices. We are departing from the standard V8 engine for a V6 twin turbo 3.5 liter. And that's going to be that base engine, right? The gas V6 twin turbo, 389 horsepower, 479 torque, has a great driving dynamic. But as you mentioned, there is a second option. That second option will have a hybrid motor generator that's placed in between the engine block and the 10-speed transmission that's going to really perform and give a lot of low-end torque when you need to start moving those heavy loads, but also give you a great acceleration feeling. And those numbers are really exciting for us, right? 583 foot-pounds of torque is what that system will deliver.
Yeah,
Wow.
and up to 12,000-pound towing capacity.
In a half ton.
In a half ton.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that, while we're at it and I'm thinking about it, one of the things that I never understood is why Toyota never bumped it up and actually sold like a 3/4 ton. And you may not have an answer for me, but I just thought that it was interesting because, you know, those trucks generally go down the same assembly line and change the suspension on it. And generally speaking, that's really all you got to do.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily where the market is for Toyota.
Exactly.
Well,
You know, the market's really in the 1,500, the half ton. The 3/4 1 tons are kind of a dedicated market to themselves.
Well, okay. So, isn't the whole idea to sell trucks?
Well, maybe Kyle can tell us.
Yeah, you know, I think to tell you, I spent a lot of time with our dealerships in North and South Dakota, and guys, I heard that a lot, right? All of my sales guys up there wanted to have that larger truck with a larger capacity. Do I have exactly the answer that you're looking for as to why we don't bring that? Probably don't have the best answer, but like the gentleman said, you know, the most of that market and most of the market sales are in that half ton,
Right.
which Toyota is dedicated to play in here.
I got
Yep.
called a gentleman.
I know.
I'm moving up for,
I wrote that down
Thanks. I'm going to write that
Oh,
down and
my
play it for my
goodness.
wife.
at 10:37.
But the twin turbo aspect of this is definitely bringing something to market that, you know, Ford's kind of worked on the twin turbo as well, but with Toyota bringing it in and then laying the hybrid power upgrade to it is unique. You know, Ford's is all about just generating voltage. Yours is about generating propulsion in the vehicle.
Absolutely. And our chief executive engineer Mike Swears, you know, really had his team prove that this engine is going to provide the power that he was looking for in this next gen truck, which is why he put his stamp of approval on it with the V6. Number one, right, for the power, but also the efficiency that it brings.
Right.
Kyle,
which
where
I think
are
our
you at?
consumers are looking forward to.
Where are you at?
Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us some of the changes that were made. We obviously know about the engine now and the independent rear suspension. What about the interior and some of the accoutrement, if you will, on the interior of the truck?
That's a great question. You know, the exterior gets a lot of attention. The interior is also brand new. And I think our consumers that have had that truck for the last 14 years are waiting for a nice refresh, and they certainly delivered. The standout on that interior is this like interlocking design and very horizontal, so it feels very spacious. Not that the Tundra was lacking in interior space before anyway, but it looks great now. There's a lot of usable space, and there's a 14-inch available screen on SR5 and up that you can get. And this screen is paired to a in-house developed multimedia system that is just phenomenal to use.
That's almost kind of like my 52-inch in the living room.
In a car, I'm sure it senses that way.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
But you're also bringing a lot of technology to the vehicle. You know, reading your some of the information about it is, the trailer brake control system and a trailer sway control system. Is that available if you get the towing package, or is that going to be a standard feature in it?
There's a lot of towing technology, right? That's standard, and that's kind of how Tundra has always had our truck with the trailer brake controller. There are additional features in that we have a towing technology package, which does give you some of those, straight back assist features to help towing backwards. Now, some of the additional safety features, I'll have to check back with you guys and let you know exactly where those are built into the options.
But that's pretty cool to bring that kind of technology to the half-ton trailer, to the half-ton market. And
absolutely, one really interesting feature is when our vehicle skid control activates, and you have a trailer, right, that has the powered brakes on the back. It will actually send a signal back there to activate those brakes, and we'll use that trailer. It'll make that trailer kind of act like an anchor once it starts feeling that sway. So it'll use the trailer to slow down the truck and slow down that momentum.
Kind of like throwing a parachute at the drag strip.
Yeah, or an anchor.
Kind of bring the back end back around.
Dead weight.
But one of the other things I noticed is that you guys will have 120 volt, 400 watt outlet in the back of the truck as well, available through the bed. So pulling up to a work site and powering something up, or pulling up to the tailgate and turning the TV on, it's all a possibility.
That is correct. And, that's something that in our research we saw that our consumers want. So we definitely have that in the back, and they'll be able to use that in their outdoors adventures, like you said, for their tailgates, or if there's, something that they could use on the work site for.
Option packages, have they been announced yet?
Option packages are out there. Actually, even pricing has been put out there. So there's a lot of spec and pricing that's out there. But option packages, that's a fantastic question. One of Toyota's most prominent packages are our TRD packages, right? Yep. And most notably off-road. Our off-road package you can get on SR5 Limited or our 1794 truck. And that gives you a lot of the off-road suspension, but also the with our panoramic view monitor, right? You're going to get a lot of off-road views, like multi-terrain select monitor, crawl control, which is all new in Tundra. So we're really excited for the off-road community to get their hands on these trucks.
And you're going to continue your premium level of the 1794 package as well. It's what I just kind of gathered from what you said.
You got it, 1794, and then there also is kind of that brother truck, which is Platinum, right? 1794 has more of that Western feel to it, where Platinum is more of that sleek, maybe downtown, dark chrome package.
But this is Texas. We like that Western feel.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's why we have both of them.
Have you been to Japan to talk to those engineers?
That's an interesting question. Our main engineering unit and Mike Swears, they're based out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. So when we're collaborating with them, we've been up to Ann Arbor a couple of times.
A square.
And it's very local.
Go blue? No, I'm sorry.
A square. Ann Arbor. A square. I got you.
Go blue. And then you're also bringing the internet to the truck as well.
Absolutely. We have Wi-Fi on board now. Yes.
All right.
Well, I'm glad to think that things have progressed on the 14-year-old design, and we've finally come out with a new one. I'm looking forward to finding one in the press fleet soon. Do you know anything about that?
Yes, the press fleet. Gosh, that sounds like those are probably trucks that I control in our marketing fleet that I lend out to them. I believe that they are being made available now that we have some of our final prototypes.
Would you please put my name on the dang list?
Put his name on it for him, please.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
Don, D-O-N, Armstrong.
Armstrong.
He comes in complaining every week. He comes in complaining, I didn't get that Tundra.
Yeah.
Well, again, this is truck country. In the
got to have our trucks.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you guys are based in Texas as well, it sounds like?
We're Houston, Texas. Come on.
Fantastic.
We got the connection down here.
There you go. That's just a short drive on down from Dallas.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And you know what? We don't have a football team either.
Yeah, so there's that. I know that you want to make a comment about the Dallas Cowboys, I'm sure.
Well, I spent a lot of time in Kansas City when I was working with Toyota up there. So,
Go Chiefs!
We revealed this truck during, some of my heart and soul there, Baltimore Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs. So that was kind of a special moment for us. I'm a little biased towards the Chiefs, but my wife has said since we moved down here, she's going to become a Dallas fan.
Oh,
I'm waiting for that to happen.
That marriage isn't long.
Mahomes is a pretty special quarterback.
Yeah.
He's got lots of good folks around him as well.
Roll Tide.
My son-in-law went to Texas Tech, and so did Mahomes, so that he's all into
Boomer Sooner.
Good stuff.
Sorry.
Go blue.
Kyle, you're the man.
Hey, thank you guys for having me on. I'd love talking about this new truck.
Hey, are you coming down here for Houston Auto Show in January?
I just saw something hit my calendar about planning for that event, so possibly.
Well, you need to get your butt down here and come see us, and we'll hope to see you there, and we'll have you on the show.
Yep. Sit you down live.
All right.
Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your day.
You too. Kyle Eckeisen.
No.
Okay, you say it.
Well, I'm trying to remember how he said it.
Eckeisen.
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 It's
Eckeisen.
It's E-C-K.
Okay.
Heisen.
Eckeisen.
Well, thanks, Kyle.
Thank you, Kyle.
Okay.
Kyle Tundra.
Kyle Tundra.
Thank you, Mr.
What a
Jones.
that's it. Kyle Tundra.
Kyle, Mr. Jones.
Mr. Tundra.
And Mr. Tundra
To you.
Tundra to you.
Shall we do Konrad's car clinic?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it. We haven't. Did you do it last week?
Yes, we did.
I mean, you got
there
through
was
it.
a couple of things we missed. Don't tell them all our secrets. Let them watch the playback.
So, and it's interesting that we had Kyle on just before, because what my car clinic today is about how hybrid vehicles operate differently than the traditional fuel-burning cars. They have gas-powered engines and a battery, and depending on where you live, if you live in the metropolitan area, your hybrid might not get into the gas-powered function very often. So you may be just kind of driving around short run on the battery life that's built in them. And most of the mild hybrids, the batteries anywhere from 25 to 50 miles.
Oh, at the most.
Yeah.
It's teeny tiny.
But again, a majority of hybrid owners do live in urban areas and drive relatively short distances with frequent stops. If that sounds good to you because you're going to save a lot of gasoline cost, it creates other problems. Your fuel stays in your tank for a longer period of time, and you have to deal with fuel oxidations. Hybrids are extremely fuel efficient, and using start-stop technology means you may only be filling up your vehicle once every other month, if you live in the city. And with that, you've got to deal with some of the issues that can come with corrosion inside the fuel system, as well as the fuel just going bad that's caused by the byproducts, and those byproducts will destroy things inside your fuel system. So keeping your fuel fresh in the vehicle is going to be pretty important. Another issue with another thing to be concerned with hybrids is when the engine does come on, it may not come on long enough to fully warm up. And with that, you get condensation buildup inside the crankcase and oil in the water because it never gets warm enough to evaporate all the oil out. So the engine doesn't run long enough to burn all that condensation out, and that can lead to moisture accumulation in the oil. And then you can start checking your oil, and it starts looking a bit like a chocolate milkshake because it has so much water in it.
I like chocolate milkshakes.
You will have to change your oil more frequently in a hybrid, mainly because of time, not necessarily because of mileage. So that hybrid oil change is probably going to need to happen more on hours of usage than it is going to be on the mileage of the vehicle.
Is there an increase, or is there a difference in price with a hybrid oil change as there is with a regular?
Not necessarily. The internal combustion engine, the oil change is relatively the same, but now you're talking about 0.20 and 0.16 oils that they're using in hybrids. So you're definitely going to be a higher price because it's all pure synthetic.
Can you you can't put additives in it?
Yeah. We BG.
Where would you get some of those?
Well, BG offers a hybrid engine service kit for both the fuel system and all the additive packages necessary to keep you from corroding, as well as for the
God, I
oil.
hate corroding, although I'm doing it slowly.
Yes,
that's
what I smell.
That's eroding, not corroding.
Hybrids are not a no maintenance vehicle. They are a little bit low maintenance, but you still have to do certain things about keeping them maintained so you can get that 100,000 mile use out of them. And just because hybrid needs special care doesn't mean that they're high maintenance, but they need a more unique type of service done to them.
I know somebody that's high maintenance.
He's sitting next to you. It's Don Buttons.
No. There you go. Look who's back.
I just
Mars
say,
is back. Did you fix it, Mars?
He fixed it.
Well, I just wanted to say, if you've had problems receiving this broadcast, again, blame him. But now that he's had an entire show on the phone with, who's it, Verizon?
Yes.
With Verizon.
It looks like we're back up.
It started out with Frontier, but it ended up with Verizon.
Frontier. What is Frontier? Frontier Airlines or?
No, Frontier is actually an internet provider.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Never heard of them.
We didn't know
Me
we
either.
had.
Anyway, so tell us what the problem was.
Yeah, let's do that.
You didn't pay the bill.
No, paid the bill.
Uh-huh.
And I learned something new every day.
I know that
I
you
thought
do.
we paid for an upgraded line.
We have unlimited.
Uh-huh. Okay, so go ahead.
And they
Well,
didn't turn
but
it
in the
on.
fine print, we do have unlimited
Up to a point.
Up
Except
to a
not
point.
not on
up
Saturdays.
to 22 gig.
And you go over 22, then you ain't got
Slam the
nothing.
brakes on.
They slammed the brakes on, and our brakes got slammed about 9:08 this morning.
It's when it happened. Yep.
So,
So
the
you
young
need to
lady.
buy more gig.
Well, we've already got unlimited.
But they still slam the brakes on.
Yes.
So who is our service
We're only
provider?
allowed-
Who is our internet provider so we can slam their brakes?
Verizon.
Verizon.
But it's the unlimited. We still have unlimited. The problem is you're only allowed so much.
But
of
it's
the high
limited.
Speed. The high speed's limited. Yes. So it's what the young lady was doing. She because we were having so much trouble and we're
So
such
do
a
we need a
value customer.
GoFundMe account? to
She
fund
fixed
our-
this. She fixed this up for today. Once we figured out what it was.
And what was it?
But
Well,
So
now
next
I'm going to
week's
have to
gonna
talk to
suck.
the billing office to see what we can do about fixing this.
And ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know, we don't know whether we're actually going to be broadcasting from the Autorama. 2 reasons. Because it seems that the George R. Brown Convention Center has raised the prices of the internet line to almost $4,000.
Yep.
That's one. And number
That's
two,
the biggest one.
And number two is that Mars hasn't gotten his butt over there to test out
Can't
this.
get in.
Yeah, they won't
to
give them permission to get in.
To test out this line, this
That's
hot
because
spot.
I was going to sneak in, and you told me don't do that. Call and get permission. So I called to get permission. Sometimes I just
Now
think
you
it's
just
better
need
to
to
get for
sneak in.
forgiveness.
That's what you tell Becky.
They were having this automotive thing there going on all week, and they didn't want me in there with a computer amongst their stuff. So couldn't get in this week.
So you shouldn't have asked. You should.
So
have
in
just
other words,
gone.
so
That's
you
what
should
I'm
be
saying.
thanking
Blame
Don.
you
Don's
can
fault.
thank me for not getting you arrested in there after you
now it's
sneak
Who
in.
cares if he gets arrested?
Oh,
Amen to that.
At least he'd
Hey,
have the internet line.
I
tested.
know the Women's Federal Correctional Facility, so we can get you hooked
That's
up
perfect.
there.
I could claim. Oh yeah, I could identify as a woman, and I could go there.
Your
yeah.
conjugal visits are coming, ladies.
God, I don't even want to go there.
Me either.
Keep your chin up.
Automotive news this week. Ford late Monday teased photos of the 2022 Bronco Raptor
Nice.
through the Bronco Nation enthusiast website, giving the best look yet at what's expected to be a taller, wider, and more powerful off-roader than the base model. Go there. It's called Bronco Nation. Tesla has passed Mercedes-Benz for the number 3 spot in luxury vehicle registrations this year through September, according to data from Experian. The electric vehicle maker appears to have enough momentum to close the gap with number 2 Lexus and U.S. luxury leader BMW before the year is over. Where's Cadillac in all this?
That's what I'm wondering.
Tesla has been able to weather the semiconductor shortage better than some rivals, partially by using software for functions previously controlled by chips. Huh. Imagine that.
More recalls.
No. Tesla's also preparing to open its second U.S. factory near Austin and is expanding its operations in California, according to Elon.
So do you know which vehicles had the most American content for 2021? The Tesla Model 3.
Los Angeles Auto Show is back following a break last year because of the coronavirus. Automakers are going to showcase more than a dozen electric vehicles, concepts, and model variations. The reveals include 2 variants of Porsche's fast-selling Taycan sedan and new electric crossovers from Fisker and Subaru. Ever heard of Fisker?
Yeah, a long time ago.
They were an EV producer in the beginning of the EV world before Tesla, and then they went bankrupt, and then they've been bought and brought back as Fisker again.
Yep. A lot of money.
Okay. And wholesale used vehicle prices in October continue to unseasonably rise. Market analysis shows as demand remains strong and automakers struggle to build new vehicles. Cox Automotive's Manheim Used Vehicle Value Index, which tracks vehicles sold at Manheim's U.S. auctions, up 38% in October compared with the same month in 2020. Manheim said some of that rise was due to seasonal adjustment, as there is typically above-average vehicle depreciation in October.
I don't want to talk to them. I want to have the Emmons brothers back on and talk to them about what's going on in the used car market. And again, another shout-out to Jerry Emmons on his World Championship stock NHRA class.
How cool is that?
Unbelievably cool.
Do you think maybe he let us borrow the Wally to have out here?
Well, no, he has the dancing Wallies.
That's
Remember,
right, he
they
does.
just kind of move
Yeah,
across the back.
the floating
so
Wallies.
we'll have to get the Wallies to dance again.
Or maybe have us come out and take a picture of it, and then we'll do it that way.
Okay.
What?
Never mind.
Oh, yes. From last weekend when I wasn't here with the...
Oh, yes. Yeah, that was awesome.
It didn't work.
No, it was this. He was doing this. Wait. There you go.
Yeah.
We didn't have videos, so I had to.
Well, we did after that.
Oh, Lord. You know, at the end of hour 3, things go downhill rather rapidly. Okay.
At the beginning of hour 1.
It's time now to take another break, and we're going to close out today's show right after this.
Hey, Houston, it's back! America's greatest hot rod tradition is on Thanksgiving weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama at the George R. Brown Convention Center. 4 days of hot rods, customs, classics, trucks, and performance cars featuring the ultimate lowrider showcase. Sponsored by Shorty's Hydraulics and the Traditional Rod Garage. Saturday only, it's the Tuner Galleria with 250 imports, JDM, and luxury cars, plus music and models. Autorama. It's so much more than a car show. On the celebrity stage, presented by Nick's Auto Repair and Classic Car Restoration, it's Chip Foose from TV's Overhauling on Friday and wrestling superstar Sting on Sunday. Shop the swap meet and women's world all weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama. November 25th to 28th at the George R. Brown Convention Center. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Part of the Summer Racing Equipment Show Car Series. See Autorama.com.
Tailpipes and Tacos, Houston's premier monthly cruise-in, will return Saturday, December 18th to the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy. Tailpipes and Tacos wants to thank all of the participants and fans who've enjoyed the collector cars, hot rods, customs, originals, and resto mods, and everything in between. We'll be taking a break for Thanksgiving and Autorama, but we'll be back for a great Christmas cruise-in on December 18th, so make plans now. You know that Tailpipes and Tacos is the Houston area's coolest cruise-in, a place you'll see friends, family, and the finest cruise-in cars in the Houston area. It all happens at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. Get your ride ready for a very special Christmas cruise-in, Lupi style. It's Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, December 18th. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Let's celebrate the Christmas season together at the next Tailpipes and Tacos on December 18th. We'll see you then, weather permitting.
Well, thank goodness. That's a wrap for another episode of the In-Wheel Time Car Show.
Yay.
Hey, when you're on our Facebook page, please give us a like, tell your friends about us, and share our junk if you would, please. You'll get Konrad's unicorn hunting features, along with all things automotive all week long. There'll be some fun stuff in there, too, along with upcoming events. The In-Wheel Time Car Show streams live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com every Saturday, 8 to 11 o'clock Central Time. 30-minute podcasts are available from your favorite podcast outlet,
Those are
7
fun to
days a
listen
week.
to. They really are.
Special thanks to all of our guests today. The In-Wheel Time Chief Engineer is David Ainsley. Our Marketing Manager and Video Technical Director is We Need More Jeff Zekin. For Booking Agent and Podcast Programmer, Mike Out of This World Mars, and his Internet Star, and his royalty, King Konrad DeLong. I'm Don Armstrong. Thank you very much for joining us. Today's show is produced by the Ironbox Twins.
What?
Be sure and join us again next week for another fun time in car talk.
Oh, boy.
On the In-Wheel Time Car Show. Have yourself a great and merry week. Stay safe, and we'll see you next Saturday.
Are you high?
That's it for this podcast episode of the In-Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.